Hey guys, Jacob Scott, Lowrance product expert. What we're going to do today is show you how to select the proper sources on your HDS Gen 3 and carbon units when you have to do a data overlay. Okay guys, sometimes when you're on the water, you look at your unit and you notice either your depth or maybe your water temp, as you can see on the screen here. You've got the dashes in there, and basically what that is the source that you were using is no longer showing up. So what I'm going to show you how to do is how to reset your data source so that you can get that information back on the screen. Okay, so to configure our data source here, the first thing we want to do is hit the power button, and it brings up our system controls, and we want to hit Edit Overlay. Now that we're in edit mode, I want to go up here and I want to touch the water temp. You see the box shows up around water temp, and then we hit Change. You can see we have a check mark in the water temp, so now we want to come over here and hit this blue for the drop down and select our data source. As you can see on my boat, I have an EP80 here that's my water source, and it's telling me that it's unconfigured and invalid. That's why we're not getting a reading. The other thing you can do is you can look at the different units that you have. You may be using, again, like this carbon 16 could be my source. Any one of these can be a valid source, but I'm going to use the EP80, so I'm going to touch it. We're going to go to the drop down here. We're going to tell it to configure this device. It tells me it's unconfigured, so we'll hit Unknown up here, gives us the drop down. So I'm going to select and tell it I want it to be my water temperature. And it asks me, am I sure? And I say yes. It says it's configuring. Okay, now it's done. So if I hit the X right here, I come back, you can see we're showing a water temp that's the proper water temp. X out of all this, you can see we have the proper water temp on the screen now. So now I'm going to tell it to save. Now I've reset my data source. This works for your sonar, for your depth, any of that that's on the screen. When you have the dashes, you just need to reset your data overlay, and that's how you do it.